Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to take a first look at a game I've been waiting to play for many months. And that game is Colony Survival, and it's been on my wish list for ages. Now, Colony Survival, as its name conveys, is a survival colony builder game set in a voxel world. It's being developed by two developers and it's currently available in early access on Steam, so you can pick it up today. Or maybe add it to your wish list and keep an eye on it as it makes its way through early access. I believe Colony Survival has actually been in early access for over 4 years when this video posts. So there's a lot of work that's gone into this game and it shows. The developers did grant my request for a press key, so my very sincere thanks goes out to them for that, so I can bring this content to you. As we usually do, let's start by taking a look at the game trailer, and then we'll come back and talk more about the game. Now, I should mention that the trailer we're about to see is a bit old, but it's the one they currently have on Steam as I'm recording this, and it is still pretty representative of the gameplay. Okay, here we go. Okay, that was the trailer, and I love the music in that one, by the way, if it came through. Hopefully it comes through. It's pretty good. Anyway, I should mention that I don't have video footage to show you for some of the things I'm going to discuss in this video. So keep in mind that there may be some random game footage and images as we go along that I've taken from the game's creators, and some of it may not be from the very latest version of the game. Now, as we dive into discussing what Colony Survival is all about, I think we can divide the game into two main parts. First is the colony builder side, and second is the survival or the zombie defense side. So both parts are very cool, but let's start with the colony building side. In Colony Survival, like any other colony builder, you're going to need to provide for your citizens. Now, the first item you're going to need to provide, quite unsurprisingly, is food. And you'll start by providing your colonists simple berries that they can eat, but as time goes on, you'll be able to build several different types of farms in addition to raising livestock and doing fishing. Now, instead of building houses, in colony survival, you only need to provide each of your citizens with an individual bed. And beds can be placed pretty much anywhere, out in the open, inside a room, or even underground. There's a day-night cycle in the game, and each night your colonists will leave their workstations and make their way to the closest bed they can find, and they rest up throughout the night. So colonists do not reproduce on their own, and they won't join your colony automatically. You need to recruit them. And in order to recruit new colonists, all you need to do is have some food available, because it's going to cost some food initially for every colonist. And then you've got to have an open bed built and ready for the new colonists when they arrive. So colony survival has a number of different production chains that your colonists will be working on. It starts with things like basic farming and mining, and then with those raw materials, your colonists will be working on any number of workstations, kind of different workstations like anvils and ovens and forges and things to craft more advanced products and meals. Now, each colonist will work a single profession that you assign them to, and once assigned, they will work on that job every day, and only one profession, that is. So once a day, each of your colonists will also need to be provided a meal along with any luxury items that you're currently producing. And as you provide them with fancier meals and more refined luxury goods, they will return what's called colony points to you. And you'll use these colony points to unlock new technologies and abilities for your colony. So the basic gameplay on the colony builder side of the game can be summarized like this. You first raise some food, mine some raw resources. You recruit additional colonists as time goes on to work the various jobs in the colony. And then you work to produce advanced meals and luxury products for your colonists so that you can raise what's called colony points. Then you use those colony points along with some of the products that you're making to move up the tech tree and unlock more abilities for your growing colony to grow even more. Now, I'm obviously simplifying it quite a bit, but that's a good high-level summary of the colony builder side of the game, and it's a ton of fun. There's a lot to do. Now, the tech tree is a pretty good size, which keeps things interesting as you progress. And I believe you can take your colony from 0 colonists at the start up to thousands of them as you play on. And I'm told in a recent update that they're thinking of extending the tech tree quite significantly from where it is now. So we'll wait and see if that's the case. So that's my summary of the colony building side. Now let's switch over to the tower defense or zombie defense half of the game. When you start the game, one of the first things you'll do is place a banner which establishes your colony. Once placed, the banner will be at the center of a safe zone within which no enemies will spawn. Now, the enemies in colony survival take the form of zombies, complete with the outstretched arms. You can see some footage of them here, all very cool looking. It's a voxel style game. They've embraced that with the characters here. You can see. Now, the game settings will allow you to configure when the zombies will spawn. You can set them up to spawn during the day and or night, or if you wish, you can set things up so they won't spawn at all. So this last setting here is great for players who just want to build a colony without having to worry about enemies. So I think it's really cool they put that option in there, and I think a lot of players are going to be happy to learn about it. Now, however, assuming you leave the enemies turned on, they will spawn at various distances from your safe zone, and then they will try to capture your banner. So they're going to spawn far away from your castle or your base or however you've structured things, and then start walking immediately towards wherever you've placed that banner. Now, to prevent your banner from being captured, you'll assign some of your colonists to work as guards. There are several types of stationary guards that you unlock over time through the tech tree, and they will attack the zombies when they come within range. Again, the guards are stationary, so they don't chase the zombies and they won't leave their posts unless they're heading to, off to bed to sleep at the end of their shift, like all your other colonists. So since they go to sleep like every other colonist, you're going to need to post guards for both the day and the night shifts, assuming you've got zombies coming both day and night. And for the most purposes, if you have zombies at all, you're going to need to staff both shifts, because depending on when they spawn in or how far away they spawn from your base, you may set enemies to come only during the nighttime, but the nighttime shift may end and zombies are still kind of making their way to your base. So you need to have some guards posted for daytime, even if you've got them set to spawn only at night. Now, the number of zombies that spawn early on in your colony is pretty small, as you might imagine. But as you increase the number of colonists, the number of zombies will increase as well. I should mention, I just read an update from the developers, a future version of the game. This is kind of months off. That scaling of the number of zombies being tied to the number of colonists, that could be changing. But in the current game as I'm playing it now, as the number of colonists increase, the number of zombies increase as well. Now, in addition to simply having more zombies spawn, tougher and tougher zombies will appear over time that require much more damage to kill. So ultimately, you're likely going to set up a maze which leads the zombies to walk in front of your guards and as many of your guards as possible. The zombies will not pass over a wall that is 2 blocks high, so you can pretty much control the path that they will take as they make their way to your banner. And how you choose to set up your maze or other zombie defense tactics is limited only by your creativity. There's a bunch of different approaches. One of the common ones, like I mentioned, is to set up a maze where the zombies have to kind of path through it, walking back and forth within range of your guards. But there's other ways you can do it. Now, there is one important stipulation to your zombie defense, however, that we need to call out. And that's you must leave a clear path open to your banner. So you are able to completely wall off the zombies if you wish, right? And just set up a wall all the way around your banner that's 2 blocks high. But the moment you do that, the moment you cut off the free access to the banner, you enter something that the game calls siege mode. And while you remain in siege mode, your food reserves are rapidly depleted. So I suppose that your villagers are the type of people that overeat when they're nervous or something. So when the siege comes, they just start eating. That must be why your food depletes. But it depletes extremely rapidly to the point you're unlikely to be able to sustain it. So with siege mode, you're probably not going to want to use that very often, maybe only if you're desperate. And it gives your guards maybe a little bit of extra time to catch up with the zombie horde and knock them back a bit before they can actually reach your banner. But if you do leave that siege mode up too long, you'll run out of food. And once you're out of food, your colonists start dying off pretty quick. So just something to keep in mind. Now, I'll touch on a couple more aspects of the gameplay, and then we'll start to wrap this up. In colony survival, you start by setting up a single colony. But later in the game, you'll unlock the ability to set up sister colonies in other biomes on the map. Now, you can actually reach these other biomes just by walking to them or by using a glider. That's right, a glider. So you can likely guess which means of travel I'll be using. And I haven't been able to do this just yet. I haven't got that far in the game. But I believe the other biomes, once you settle in them, offer unique resources. And those unique resources will allow you to craft new goods for your colonists. And then once you've got multiple colonies set up, you can set up trade routes between your colonies so that each colony can benefit from the unique resources that are available in each of the other biomes. So that's all very cool. Again, it's something I haven't gotten that far in the game yet to try it. Okay, that's it for the gameplay discussion. Now, there's some stuff you should know about colony survival that I haven't mentioned yet. And that is a lot of the core systems in this game are being reconsidered. So, for example, colony survival has a system pertaining to colony happiness. And depending on how well you meet the needs of your colonists, you gain happiness and can use it to unlock things that benefit your colony. Right? That happiness system was overhauled last November 2020 and now takes the form of colony points that I referred to earlier. So if you watch my Let's Play series on colony survival, you'll see a lot more about colony points. They're a key part of the game, the current version of the game, and we use them extensively. So you can check out the Let's Play series to learn more about that. But again, I've referred to it before. There's been a recent devlog post which seems to indicate that they're going to be moving away from colony points to yet another evolution of this mechanic in a future update to the game. Now, the reason I bring this up here at the end of the video is that you really need to be aware that colony survival is still very much an early access game. It's been in early access for a long time, as I mentioned, but its developers are still unafraid to reimagine huge parts of the game and the gameplay mechanics. I should mention that the developers couldn't be more transparent about what they're thinking about and what their current plans are. They openly share the ideas they are considering with the community, and they actively solicit input from their player base. In fact, the devlogs that they post regularly to Steam, and I encourage you to check those out. They're among the best that I've seen, and I research a ton of games. So they're very open about things they're considering but haven't decided on yet, things they have decided on, and things they've ruled out. So it's a really good open communication from the developers behind Colony Survival. So the bottom line of all of this is that the game you see today may not be the game you see 6 to 8 months from now. That there could be some substantial gameplay changes that happen as they continue to make their way through the early access period. Now, for me, I've really been enjoying playing the game as it currently is, and all the ideas that I've read about on their Discord and on the Steam devlog updates, everything that they're considering all sounds great to me. So I'm not too concerned for myself that I'm not going to end up liking the big changes that are likely to come. Everything about the game so far I really, really like. Now, I highly recommend, as I said before, checking out those devlogs on Steam if you want to learn more about what their current plans and ideas are. And again, as I post this video, just a day or two, as I record this, they posted another substantial devlog explaining kind of what their current plans are. So definitely check that out if it's a game you're thinking about. Don't just read the Steam description. Read some of the dev updates and get a feel for where the game's headed. All right, so that pretty much sums up my first look of Colony Survival. If you like this content, please take a second to click the like button, as that helps my tiny channel grow, and I definitely appreciate that. So did I cover everything about the game in this first look video? No, I didn't. I can't really cover everything in the first look, but hopefully this video gets the game on your radar, and if you like what you see, you can go pursue more information about it on their Discord or on the Steam page. Now, for a first look at more great games, be sure to check out my first look playlist. You'll find a link to that in the description of this video, and I'm sure you'll find some cool games you didn't know about in that playlist. Again, Colony Survival is available now in early access on Steam, and there's also a pretty active Discord server, as I mentioned, for the game, so I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Check it out. I'll also be posting my Let's Play Colony Survival series shortly after this video posts. So if you want to see more of the game, the actual gameplay, then keep an eye out for that as well. And for now, this is Glidercat signing off saying, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.